In 2013, as we swung from our swing set in the backyard, my brother told me about his experience playing a little game called Minecraft. 10 years later, I was still playing the game, and had created somewhere around 500 videos about it. That's actually insane. I'm insane. I need help. Despite my long love of the game, I found that I'd lost touch with what made it so appealing to me in the first place. So, in 2023, I decided to reconnect with the core game by starting a forever world called 11 episodes in, I found myself really appreciating what this series had become, both for myself and for those of you watching. I returned to the deep dark I found in episode 2 in order to scout out an ancient city and raid its valuable loot. Having learned my lesson about waking the warden, I had a sneaky and mostly silent run, resulting in a dance party celebration with the boss. In episode 12, I killed a few scoundrel endermen for ender pearls.
Die, you scoundrels!
Bolstered with confidence from my ancient city run last episode, I decided to take on one of Minecraft's hardest dungeons, the Bastion. I dodged encounters with some terrifying pigs.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have called you a pig. You're a hog.
And managed to escape the Bastion without too much trouble. Using professional speedrun tactics, I located my first Nether fortress.
Yeah, oh yeah, the entity render ray, there's so many. Oh yeah, it's this way for sure.
And pearled over to it with great skill.
Easy.
My matchless combat abilities allowed me to clear the fortress with ease and bring home Narendir, a friendly strider.
Our boy is home! Look, he looks so happy about it. Look at him, he's shaking with glee.
In episode 13, I began working on a simple temporary storage system requiring a journey to a mangrove swamp for wood. After rescuing a stray cat named Pillow, I stumbled across some tree horses and tamed one called Leapfrog, named for his fantastic jumping skills. Later, I acquired my third new friend this episode, a tabby named Catbra. In the end, I reached the mangrove swamp and gathered wood and propagules for the build.
Propagule kind of sounds like an insult, you know? Like,
blasted son of a propagule.
Episode 14 would put a damper on all my confidence from previous episodes. To start, I used the mangrove from last episode to build the storage room. Because I am a wonderful pet owner, I forgot to name tag Narendir the Strider, so he despawned. I built him a small monument to honor his memory, but during the process, I found a bunch of fire charges and a chest mysteriously labeled Cheater of Death. Then, as I tried to enter my nether portal to gather Narendir's favorite mushrooms, the Wither Menace suddenly blasted its way into my world. Since I intentionally progressed slowly in this series, I did not have the gear or skill required to kill the Wither. Little did I know that this Wither would cause problems for me far beyond this episode. I finished the day with a tough conversation with the boss, accompanied by a haunting feeling. With episode 15, I realized that not only could the Wither kill me over and over again, but it could actually convert my dropped gear and items into Wither Roses due to a long-standing bug. Due to this, my numerous deaths in episode 14 resulted in me losing the majority of my diamond gear and enchantments I'd gained up to this point. I decided I would need the help of a mace to do massive damage to the Wither and potentially kill it in one blow. I traded for a new trial chamber map, fought my way through the chamber, and was incredibly lucky to find the heavy core I needed to craft a mace. Back at base, I built a huge spiral staircase, hoping to gain enough height to boost the mace's damage into wither-slaying territory based on my research and testing in creative mode. Once the wither moved beneath me, I took my shot and missed. I couldn't escape fast enough and returned to my death spot to find that the mace I'd worked so hard for had been converted into a wither rose. Hopes crushed, I started episode 16 with a different direction, choosing to ignore the wither problem for now. Episode 16 represents a shift in perspective for me in relation to keeping this series as vanilla as possible. From now on, if I wanted to zoom in, I needed to use a spyglass. If I wanted to use coordinates, I'd have to hold a compass. Most importantly, if I wanted waypoints, I'd need to use lodestones, Minecraft's in-game waypoint solution. Inspired by Breath of the Wild, I decided to build the first of many waypoint towers in my world. These towers were designed to be seen from a distance with the power of distant horizons, and to store maps to help me navigate local areas. In episode 17, I ranted about how limitations breed creativity. Stefan, my first horse, famously known for his inability to jump 2 blocks, got blown up by a creeper. I quickly replaced my equine friend with a new horse named Dave, and gathered Stefan's belongings to memorialize him. Continuing on my mission to map more of my world, I created a house for a cartographer near my base, where I would display maps of vast portions of my world. With this cartographer named Waypoint Dexter, I also started adding some written lore to my world, reviewing why Dexter has an out-of-place cherry tree. As we'll soon see, lore would soon come to be one of my favorite parts of building my world. Episode 18 contains bits and bobs of various projects I'd worked on since episode 17, including formalizing self-imposed rules for my world, measuring the production rate of my self-designed wool farm, creating map art of my world's rules, and finding 2 happy ghasts within a short distance of each other. I decided they were twins, and named them Barry and Barry. Because I am a wonderful pet owner, one of the twins promptly suffocated in a tree. In this episode, I also mapped more of my world, showed off a cow farm I designed a while back and forgot to show in earlier episodes, and improved the path from my treehouse to the fishing hut. Episode 19 starts similarly, showing off updates since last episode. Because I am a wonderful pet owner, the other Barry suffocated in a Nether portal. I decided to build a giant copper skeletal fish graveyard for my late pets within the same ocean the Wither was terrorizing, which I dubbed the Withered Sea. I started testing a design for a cat gift farm, allowing me to collect feathers for books and quills without killing my precious feathered brethren. I designed and built a storage mushroom, complete with a copper golem sorting system. One of the self-imposed rules I mentioned earlier is that I can't rely on tutorials, meaning I have to figure out the majority of my redstone contraptions by my own research on the wiki and testing in creative. I have very much enjoyed this process, and it's helped me learn a lot about the game. In this episode, I also read what is currently the longest lore book in my world, discussing the mysteries surrounding the giant skeleton towering above my new skeleton farm, and some history involving massive prehistoric species. Slow, intentional progression, designing my own systems, and creative lore are probably the 3 biggest reasons I love spending time on this world. Finally, in episode 20, I turned my attention back to the Wither menace. I went out for yet another trial chamber map in hopes of finding another heavy core. Unfortunately, like the great Philza before me, a baby zombie ended my time in the trial chamber. And I was unable to find my items before they despawned, resulting in yet another setback in my plan to kill the Wither. That brings us to now. My world is about 700 days old. I'm having so much fun creating lore, learning redstone, planning builds, and going on adventures. The Wither menace has plagued my world for over a year. And you know what? I think it's time to change that.